Hey guys, it's Matt, and today I'd like to have a chat about the Mora Companion. And this is a knife that I was very hesitant to buy because one of the reasons was just because of its size. I normally like bigger knives that you can chop with and that have a much thicker spine, like the Cold Steel Survivals. Or just, K-bar sized knives. I wouldn't recommend the K-bar itself, but you know what I'm talking about. So this is the Mora knife, and it's a lot smaller. The blade width is quite small, and I don't know. The reason that it appealed to me was actually just because it has the sheath and the handle. And because it's stainless steel, there's a carbon version which is going to get rust a lot easier. But the stainless steel, I knew it was going to be good for humid weather, for water, for snow, for things like that, and I just thought it'd be a cool, nifty knife for things like that. And I ended up wearing it almost every single day. It ended up, because the reason why, my pants are really dirty, so excuse me, but the reason why is because you put it on your belt and it can just kind of go in your pocket and it doesn't get in the way, and it's a lot more convenient than if you were to have something like this or something like this on your belt. And nobody really is going to notice it, and even if they did see it, it's not immediately noticeable that it is even a knife. So that is kind of the thought process that, that wasn't the original thought process. That's just what ended up happening. So that's what I like about it, is that it's waterproof and that it can be carried pretty easily without problems. What I didn't like about it so much is just as a knife in general, obviously I'm not gonna do any chopping with it, and I'm not gonna, I like big knives. I guess my only complaint is just that it's small and it's got a very skinny blade. But that's fine because it's just a small knife, and there's small knives and big knives, and small knives have their place in the world too. But what I would also say is one of the most appealing things is the price point. But the price went up, and I'm a kind of guy where I feel really good about carrying my knife when I knew that I got it at a good price. If I got a price, if I feel like I got ripped off paying for the knife, every time I carry the knife, I'm just going to think about, I spent too much money on this thing. Where when I get it at a cheap price, for some reason, I just enjoy carrying it that much more. So this one is at about 17 to 20 bucks. There's actually a company called Smith's. None of these companies pay me, but Smith's still makes it, I think, for around, the last time I saw them in store. I don't know how you can get your hands on them. I saw them in a store called Runnings. But they make pretty much a very similar knife for, I think it was like 12 bucks. And now that I think of it, I wish I would have got the Smith's knife too, because I'd probably enjoy, maybe I will in the future, but I'd probably enjoy carrying that knife even more than this knife, just because it's cheaper. And I'm not going to notice the difference really in if one has a tiny bit of more quality, as long as they're both stainless steel. There's a carbon version. That one's probably more likely to get rusty. A lot of people bought the carbon version not knowing that there would be a difference than the stainless. And obviously the stainless steel, I've had no problems with rust. And the carbon one, if you were to get water on it and then just, put it back in the sheath and throw it in a drawer, it's very likely that there could be some rust. And a lot of people aren't happy with that. So yeah, I enjoy it. It feels good, but like I said, it's a small knife. It's got its own little quaint little things about it that you can kind of appreciate it for what it is. And I carry it every day. I'd love to have a $12 version. That would make me even more happy to carry it every day. And then also, not only it's the pride of getting a good deal, but also the reassurance of knowing that if you lost it or broke it, you're not spending as much. And yeah, I don't know. So yeah, cheap knives. I just feel like it makes me happier when they're cheaper. That's probably pretty obvious. So anyway, that's